All right, my friends, welcome to episode 124 of Prof and Dev Play Games. I'm the Professor Larry at Prof Plays Games on Twitter. Over there is Anthony at SummerSpeak on Twitter. How's it going, man?
It's going okay. It's another
weekend.
Another week down. Ready to start another week. Yeah. Get psyched up for that. Not really. Some days, you have kids now. There's some days when you're like, man, I really just like to lay in bed.
Today is that
really day. Like to just lay in bed till like 10. It'd be fine.
I mean, I haven't slept through the night since June 24th. So sleeping in, I don't even know what that is anymore.
It's not even sleeping in. It's more like, okay, fine. I wake up at like 7, but I could just lay there for as long as I want. That'd be nice. There's certain days when I still really want that. My wife really wants that. And then you realize you're like, nope, life is not stopping. Kids are not stopping. Okay. Get up, get moving, do what needs to be done today. But it turned out okay. Got up, got to put in a couple hours of gaming, and generally just relaxed today. So it's not a bad thing.
That's nice. I've definitely been go. Semester starts tomorrow. For me, it starts Tuesday, but just getting ready for the semester and obviously working with the kid is just, I don't have a lot of time to game right now, which makes me a little sad. Get a little bit here and there. This week, kid went down for a nap. I had like 30 minutes. That's how long our naps are. And it took 20 minutes to get my PS4 to register this game that I got from GameFly. And then when everything got loaded up and ready to go, it is corrupted because it can't read the disc.
Oh.
So I
did see your tweet.
I pulled it out. I went online. I canceled my GameFly subscription. I was just like, I'm done. Like, this is the second time in 2 months there's a disc that can't be read. I spend way more time waiting for games than playing games with GameFly. It's
unfortunate, but I mean, that is, I feel like, going to be a problem with any of the physical media. I remember Netflix having that issue when it was a DVD thing all the time. Because you can't guarantee that people are going to treat these discs super nice.
Right.
And even if they treat them nice, you can't guarantee that there won't be a scratch on it. So.
Right. And just in the wrong place where it just doesn't work. And
exactly.
I have 30 minutes of nap time where I have to have me time.
Yeah.
And 20 minutes is just working, trying to get this game to work. I was so frustrated.
Yeah.
And then GameFly wrote back and said, yeah, we want to talk to you about how we can fix this. I'm like, that's too late. I already canceled my subscription. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I have enough to play that I own, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And 28 days into January, and I haven't purchased a single video game. This is the longest I've gone in years.
That's impressive.
It's crazy. I know you probably... Have you bought anything this year yet?
I've had a couple things gifted to me.
Oh, yeah, right.
For, research and stuff like that. Which I haven't got to play yet. I have Rainbow Six Siege now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. I've heard good things. I'm supposed to be playing it with a group of people to just... they would like me to play. So hopefully I can fit some time into that here in the next week.
Nice.
If there's a $15 edition.
Yeah, exactly.
So they just got me that because they're just take this, you can play with us and see what's going on.
Yeah. Well, it takes a while to unlock the operators in that version, but if you don't care about that, then it's...
No, because it said it gives you can pick 2 from the start, and then it gives you enough credit to get 2 additional.
That's nice.
From the start. So, and people are saying, just get the 2, pick 2 of the basic ones that you want, and then just spend the credits on whatever the 2 newest operators are. And then I'm like, okay, I'll figure that out. So yeah, I mean, I haven't bought anything myself, but getting a few things here and there.
Well, I haven't been tempted by anything until this week with Celeste coming out.
I was tempted this week. I had a couple people bugging me about Monster Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
I've had 3 people saying, hey, why don't you have it? Why aren't you playing with us? And I'm like, because it would be $100 for me to play with you, because I need the game and I need PSN.
And PS Plus, yeah, that's right.
And they're like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, it's not. And for a month that I'm actually trying to hold myself to a tight budget.
Right.
I'm like, no, can't happen. But there is totally a FOMO going on.
Yeah, my friend here wants me to play Monster Hunter with him as well. Luckily, he wants to wait for the PC version.
Which is the end of the year, right?
Exactly. So that's
actually, if he wants to play something on the PC, do I have it installed here? There's a Monster Hunter clone-ish game for the PC. was it the company making is Phoenix Labs.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know guys who make it. Like,
I've heard them on podcasts talking about this game.
Yeah. Why am I not? Dauntless.
Yes, Dauntless. Exactly.
Which I think. I think
it's in closed beta.
It's in closed beta right now. I wonder
Yeah.
if I have an extra key that I can get people if they want to play. Because, I mean, it is Monster Hunter-esque. Like, right now on PC.
And it's going to be free to play.
It is free to play, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're good guys. It's could be a lot of fun.
I've heard them on several podcasts, and it sounds awesome. That game sounds great.
So, yeah, I know. I've met a number of them in passing, and then spent decent time board gaming with, I think there's the design director, lead designer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he board gamed with him a bunch.
Cool. Back
at PopCap times.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's the one I would recommend. Like, if you get in, I can see about getting keys. If you want that Monster Hunter experience on PC now.
Right. Yeah, I've heard positive things about it, so that's awesome.
But yeah.
I'll let him know about that for sure. I think it might be on his radar. I think I might have mentioned it to him before after a podcast, but I'll mention it again for sure.
Yeah.
And just before we move on, anyone who's listening who likes the podcast, please give us a rating on the podcast service of choice that you listen to. It helps with visibility, helps other people discover our podcast, and we're slowly and steadily growing our audience, and it would really help us do that even more quickly. So thank you for listening, and thanks for letting people know about our podcast.
Yes, thanks everyone.
I guess this week we're going to talk about this Jason Schreier article over at Kotaku about Anthem, basically like the rumor about it being delayed and how they have to really nail this game because just the fans are at the gates basically wanting EA to kind of take a huge tumble, and this is the next big one.
Yeah. I mean, so all eyes are on this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is make or break. Probably for BioWare in some ways and for EA.
Yeah, do you think that if this comes out and it flops, do you think BioWare's done?
BioWare is minimized. I still think they probably do Dragon Age 4, which they talk about in this article, and people on Twitter have confirmed it a little bit that they're doing a Dragon Age. I don't think they would kill Dragon Age, but I do think if Anthem doesn't do well, BioWare Austin is gone. For sure. Like, Star Wars The Old Republic doesn't have the... I think it's profitable, but not, like, it's not enormous. Yeah. So I bet it's just more of a, like, just cut that off as completely out. Because I think a lot of them were also working on Anthem for, like, content. Yeah. So it's like, if that's not going, I see BioWare Austin just being shuttered.
Basically closing all the U.S. Studios and moving them all to Canada.
Yeah, and then just consolidate BioWare back just to its Edmonton with a team focused on Dragon Age.
Right.
And eventually they might get the chance to try something new again. But there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Have so many people left BioWare that it's no longer the same BioWare? Like,
weirdly, yes and no. There's a number of people that have left, but there's a lot of people like I follow on Twitter. Laidlaw, one of the guys up there who is the head of big creative person on Dragon Age team. Casey Hudson
is back.
I mean, the founders, the doctors left.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but I know a lot of people on, like, in the Edmonton studio there's still a chunk of people that I've known and got to meet years ago at PopCap when some of them came to visit, and they're still there. So, it's a mix. I don't think they've had the same amount of turnover as other companies, but a lot of the, like, key leadership left and moved on, and a lot of the longtime people there moved up into those positions. So yeah. I feel like there are enough people there, like, they could totally kick out a new Dragon Age. Like, a lot of that team is still there. I guess it depends on if people liked Inquisition or not, but I did, so...
Once you get out of the hinterlands, it was a good game.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, like, they talk about that and the fact that they may have gone a little overboard.
Right. They're overcompensating for Dragon Age 2, I guess.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, and, like, what other games are doing. And so, and it's weird to say they overcompensated and it made it bad by putting too much stuff in, but Because when do you complain about a game having too much things to do? That's a rare one. So, I'm excited there, but Anthem's huge. EA has their sports games.
Right.
But what else do they have coming out that's new IP that's big, front and center? I mean, this is their Destiny challenger. This is what challenges Activision.
I mean, I feel like in terms of their catalog, this is it. This is the big game. I mean, you have like the small game like Get Out coming out, but that's not on the same level.
No.
This is it. This is
a big franchise. They want this. Right. They want this big, and they're delaying it for one. But they're not delaying it that far. Because they don't want it to slip out of the fiscal year.
Exactly,
so,
and the fiscal is going to determine it.
Yeah, so they have until the end of March 31st to ship it by.
Right.
So it better be close to done by Christmas 2017. Like, my hope is that they're like looking at it going more in a way of, well, we could ship it in holiday 2018, but if we give them 3 or 4 more months, it's a much better game.
Yeah, and I don't think they can take the hit from like the terrible reviews that like Mass Effect Andromeda got, which, with the patches and whatever else that finally got, the word is that it was okay. But, I think if it would have launched in that final state that it is now, it probably wouldn't have been eviscerated like it was.
No.
It still wouldn't have been well received, but maybe not as poorly received.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just... I can only imagine reading this article. I understand there's just a ton of pressure on that team making that game. Like, and sometimes that's good, and sometimes it can be really bad. It can cause things to slip through. And then from an EA standpoint, they need to... Any of that team on the EA side and the marketing side and, like, the monetization, they better be crystal clear in reading the market. Because if they're wrong... It doesn't matter if this game is good. I feel like EA has currently has no real trust with the player base.
No, not at all.
So they need to rebuild some of that, and if that means ideally toning back the monetization on Anthem a bit to make it a little softer, they probably should do that.
Well, I feel like just look at what Destiny is doing with the Eververse is just really pissed off a lot of that fan base or the player base where they want the in-game content, but it's all you could just go to test and buy it basically.
Yeah.
And I think the market is ripe for a Destiny game that's actually good because Destiny 2 is not. And in terms of like the long-term game, I feel like the campaign, even the raid was really good and people really enjoyed that. But then those people wanted to keep playing and there was not a lot of in-game content. And I think, the Destiny 2 team wanted to make this game more accessible to casuals, which pissed off their hardcore audience. And I think there's, the Division is kind of having a resurgence right now.
I've seen a couple people on my Twitter feed playing it again and loving it.
Mm-hmm. So it's almost like the Rainbow Six Siege thing where it started off rocky and then they just put tons of work into it. And it's basically, it's in a vacuum right now where people are jumping ship from Destiny and they're looking at what else, like a loot shooter, MMO kind of thing. And right now it's Warframe and the Division.
Yeah.
And it's got like a second life right now. So I feel like something new could pop into that space. If it was this year, it'd probably be better, but if it's not a good game, then they should wait.
No, they should totally wait. Like if they already feel like it needs more time or they want to give it more time, give it more time. Like that's but I mean it does leave a big hole for their holiday, I'm pretty sure.
But the sports games are going to bring in that revenue for them.
Sports games always bring in. But that's the thing, public company investors know how much the sports games bring in. So they want to see that is a known quantity. They know how much Madden brings in a year. It doesn't really fluctuate all that much. But it's these, the more non-sports game stuff that actually fluctuate their bottom line. So.
Yeah. Well, it's just, I think just as a side note, the stock market, it's just the piece of the stock market that just drives me batshit insane is that you can make $10 billion a year. But if you don't continue to grow how much profit you make, even if you make $10 billion a year, it's not enough if there's not growth, because then the investors aren't getting more money.
Yeah.
It blows my mind, because $10 billion a year in profit should be enough. Like, if you made that every year for 50 years, that should still be good, but it has to be growth or nothing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And it's a weird thing, because I feel like a lot of companies that have gone into what I like more mature business, where they aren't growing really that much, they're kind of stabilizing. You'll see their stock will eventually dip, of course, but it will stabilize. And it's like when things are growing, it seems that's where the bubble gets created. Like,
right. Well, that's what
where
people
it's
are
like
excited
they
about.
overvalue it and the whole thing, and like really it should be valued lower. And
people are excited about that because they can jump in and make quick cash and then jump out.
Yeah,
like all those people who are buying all the 1080 Ti's to mine cryptocurrency. I should sell my 680. Someone should buy my 680 and mine.
Exactly. I thought you were going to say someone should buy my one Bitcoin I bought like 5 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah,
I don't have one. No.
Oh yeah.
No. I was like, what is this crap? I understood it.
Yeah. I had a friend who bet online with Bitcoin, and I almost started to do it with him. I was like, this is a dark hole I will never get out of, so I'm not even gonna touch it. And I don't care that I didn't. But
there was a person online that I follow on YouTube, and they're popular vloggers, John and Hank Green.
Yeah,
and I watched it. They had a Bitcoin. They were gifted a Bitcoin. Like, one of them kept harassing the other, going like, look through our old email. I think we have a Bitcoin. Like, someone gave us a Bitcoin like years ago.
Oh my god.
He's like, no, they didn't. Whatever. And he eventually just looked and was like, yeah. They found they had one Bitcoin, and they went through the process. He said it took days to reconstruct everything to like claim it.
Right.
And once they claimed it, and then they sold it for $15,000 and then donated it to some charity.
Nice.
Because they're like, of course we're going to give it to charity. It's not ours. We don't care.
Have you read any of his books, John Green?
I have not.
Oh man, The Fault in Our Stars is really good.
And he has a new one out, Turtles All the Way Down.
All the Way Down, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which I've heard is really... I want to read it because it's gets into his mind of like true like OCD, and tries to really put that onto page, like what that is like when you get stuck on a thought, and like not just like what I would say the normal brain getting stuck on a thought and thinking about it, but like obsessively getting stuck on a thought and and not being able to break away. So it sounds like an interesting read. Watching him and his brother on YouTube, they do their videos. I've been watching them for years, and it's been hilarious. They're just a fairly awesome people who do a lot of really good things. So, and brother Hank has a book coming out next year. Yeah, he wrote his first book.
Oh, cool.
So I don't know what it's about, but yeah.
Yeah. No, John Green books are, young adult, but who cares? They're good. They're good. I don't care what the genre is. They're great. I've been seeing the Turtle book at my bookstore at my campus, so it's on my radar at least.
Yeah.
So, So
anything more about this poor people at BioWare? They're going to have to slog through a year of probably hell to get this game out.
I think I would just say that I hope they can. The vocal minority that's just kind of, carping at their gates. I hope they can kind of put their heads down and just make a product that they're proud of. I feel like Casey Hudson coming in, he probably came in and said, you're going to give us more time on this thing because we need it.
I would hope. I mean, I'm hoping he has at least some ability to push back and get it done. Because I will say in any game like this, and you learn that like the stuff with Andromeda, it's not one thing that will kill this game. It's going to be death by 1,000 cuts. All big games are. So hopefully everyone's making the best decisions all the way down the line. So and I will say that if it is a good game, actually a good and has monetization that doesn't piss people off, it will sell. It will sell just fine and do well. Because I don't care what people say the gaming audience is very fickle. They will say they're not going to buy it or play it, and they're angry at EA. But give them something enticing that is good that everyone else is talking about and wanting to play, they'll play.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's be honest.
I mean, we saw that we keep bringing it up over and over again, but the Steam group who said we're not going to play this Call of Duty, and then they were playing it the day of. So.
Yeah, it's just how it is. So
Yeah.
But it just puts a barrier there going like, you have to make it good and you have to make it, people talk about it in general, the press about it needs to be positive.
Right.
Because if it's just like mediocre or kind of neutral, that's not good enough at the moment.
Right. Well, yeah, and BioWare, I mean, people are chomping at the bit for like a really meaty story game.
Yeah.
And
that's what BioWare does. Like,
yeah.
Give me that Destiny-style game.
With a fucking great story.
Yeah. And this is out of the Edmonton team. There's part of me whenever we talk about Andromeda or Star Wars The Old Republic, they open these other studios. This is not the, like, core BioWare RPG teams. Like,
right.
They were working on Anthem and Dragon Age Inquisition and Dragon Age 4 now. Like, That's what they've been working on. So, give me that MMO shooter Destiny experience that actually has a good campaign and story and choices that kind of matter.
Right.
I'm in.
Yeah, and you're right. We haven't seen BioWare fail because the main BioWare team hasn't had a game in a while. So
no.
And Inquisition was not a failure. It was a good game despite some weird choices with content.
Yeah. And I will die on the hill of saying that Dragon Age 2 was a really good game. So yeah, people can fight me on that one. I don't care.
Well, no dying until you tell us what you've been playing this week.
I know. No, and hopefully I won't die anytime soon because I won't keep playing. So this week I've continued to play Breath of the Wild, which
second playthrough.
I guess is when 30% of the content that you're seeing in the game you've never seen before.
Right.
It's hard to call it a second playthrough completely. I cannot believe like the number of things that I'm finding, like, that I've never experienced. So today, I'm approaching Rito, and that's the first beast I'm going to go after, so I can get Rivali's Gale. But I'm approaching it from the south, so going south to north, basically. Mm-hmm. And I didn't go that direction before, and I didn't go into the desert, but I'm in like the hills above the desert and going towards Rito. Mm-hmm. And there's this place in those I don't know, like canyoned hills, like very sheer cliffs, that there's like 3 Gorons there. Gorons. That and there's these like basically stone hot pads, and they're like, you must test your endurance on them. And so you do one, you sit on it, they go up and sit on it, you stand on it, and you start overheating, basically. Mm-hmm. And so you just need to keep yourself alive, however you want to go about that. Like, if you have food to eat, whatever, but you're going to be hot, and you just need to stand there and live longer. They all pass out, and you pass that test. Then they're like, cool, next play is you catch on fire. And you just need to live until they say thumbs up, and then it opens a temple. And I've never been in this. It's not just like go in temple, get your orb. It's a full-on fucking gyroscope temple. God damn it.
Oh,
this one's weird. And this one is super weird. It's mostly like moving boxes. There's like boxes in the middle of the room that have, the first one is like, there's a hovering cube that has a pylon on each face, and you need to rotate it around to electrify them all. Mm-hmm. And then it opens the next. Okay. You to the next one, it's fans. And there are 4 fans, and there's a couple levers to, like, raise and lower fans. But you need to get all fans spinning at the same time. Where you're at the center is a cube that has 4 fans on 4 faces, and you need to rotate it around, and it's on a super strange axis, not what you would typically think. So you have to kind of sit there for a while, mapping your mind to what rotating different directions actually does.
It sounds like that first beast in the desert. Oh my god. It's
so
like
weird.
Just rotating and trying to like spatially put it all together in your head before you do it.
Yeah. And then the final one is it's a cube that has torches on all sides, and a torch on the ceiling that is close enough so if you line up the torches, it ignites one. And there's 2 water fountains spitting in from the side. So you have to figure out how to rotate the block so that your torches don't go out as you're trying to light them all. I actually just got that one so that it was at this weird angle, lit most of the torches, and then went down and used fire arrows to finish it up.
I was going to ask if you could just use fire arrows.
Totally.
Like, forget this.
And I did that. And I've never been to this temple. That was probably like a half an hour of my time playing today. It was this one temple, one shrine, and getting into it. And I'd never seen this place before. I'd never seen Goron. It's not a small thing. There's these 2 giant stone plates with fire all around them and 3 Gorons there. And just discovered it. This game just keeps giving in so many ways and so many random things. Like, I've done a few things of getting Korok seeds now that I never experienced before. Like
ways to get them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like a pot hanging from a chain. I had no clue. I just saw a thing. There was a pot hanging from a chain, like on an underside of a cliff, and I broke the pot and got a Korok seed. But I had never experienced that before. Weirdly, on my first playthrough, I never experienced the one where you had to throw a rock from a cliff into a ring.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
I saw one of those. I've seen 3 of them now.
Huh.
I found another fairy fountain in Akala.
Over near Rito?
No. I knew about the one in Rito. There's one in Akala.
Nope. So I don't know about that at all.
It's like south of Terrytown, east of Terrytown, and I was just got to the shrine that I normally would jump off to Terrytown, but it was nighttime. I got the shrine, came out, it was night, and I looked to my right from it, and you could see like the glowing orange, and I glided down in there, and there was like a couple Korok seeds down in there, another fairy fountain.
That's the crazy thing is like it's not just like horizontal space, but there's like vertical space where the things are hidden below, things are hidden above that you just might not have seen if you didn't look at the right angle.
It's been insane, and like we talking now, I'm like I just want to go play more. Like,
are we gonna have a Witcher 3 situation where Breath of the Wild wins 2018's Game of the Year as well?
2018 has a lot of there's a lot of time left in 2018 to take this one, but it's just funny. I'm just playing, and I'm like, I'm not tired of it. I still stay up probably way too late playing it because there's always something more to do and find and see.
That was the best thing about that game is that you see something in the distance, you get to it, and you're like, well, what's that? And you go to that thing, and it's just like, I imagine your son is just like, go, what's over there? What's over there?
Oh, yeah. I thought he's been watching it. He was playing Minecraft today. Like, he was all about Minecraft. So, again, telling me all these crazy things that he can do and in the game that I'm like, I have no clue. But it's a good feeling for him, I think, to be able to have more knowledge than me, and he can tell me about it. Right. You can tell that that really like excites him, and so I kind of like that idea.
Yeah.
But really, that's been the game. I have Rainbow Six Siege to play now, so maybe next week I'll have some hours into that.
Cool.
Maybe.
I played that when I had like a free weekend a couple times. I mean, if you get with the right team, it's pretty fun. There's people who've been playing for a long time, so if you kind of don't really know what you're doing, you get some grief. But it's really tactical, really. I kind of feel like Counter-Strike to me a little bit, but it's like Smart Man's Counter-Strike, maybe. I don't know.
So is it 5v5?
I thought it was 4.
4v4? And
4
it's
or 5.
You against another team, an enemy team. Okay.
Right. So like they might be inside and you have to come inside to get them.
Or kind of like assault kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, let me know if you get really into it. Maybe I'll
let you know.
Yeah, jump back into it. Anything else you've been playing?
No. Nope. Not at all.
All right. So this week I've been playing the same game on Switch I've been playing for quite a while, and that is Steamworld Dig 2. It's phenomenal. It is so good. I just got to another boss, and this boss battle was just so unique. It was like a wizard kind of guy protecting this prophet that I'm trying to go after to find out where my uncle went or whatever. But he's basically like teleporting all around this room, shooting things at you, which are kind of breaking the ground that you're supposed to be breaking usually. So the goal is to break ground to get further down into the mines and find things. But this boss battle basically subverts it, so you don't really want those things to break because you have nowhere to stand on because everything's above lava. And just trying to whittle down his health before you have no ground to stand upon.
Oh, wow.
It took me probably 10 tries to finally beat him, which was it was just really satisfying. and I just got past that part now. I was playing it today, so I'm not sure what's next, but it's just it does a really good job of, you have some sort of task that takes you, maybe up to an hour or whatever, and you kind of feel like, well, I'm kind of done with that task, and then it kind of changes it. So the next hour is a little different, and then a little different. Then you keep getting the different tools, the upgrades to, in Metroidvania style, that you could then access other areas or go back to earlier places and find things that you couldn't access earlier. And it's just such the perfect game for portable. Like, I play most of my games portable on that Switch. Pick it up, put it down, just easy to get back into. It's like, I hope eventually later this year it's on sale at some point and you can pick it up, because I think that this is a game that should be on your radar for this year. It's super, super fun. Probably on Switch. Because
honestly, if things are on Switch, if they're multi-platform and it's not like a super graphics intensive game,
right,
I'm probably getting it for Switch.
Yeah, and I think third-party developers are realizing that even people will double dip, like Dark Souls coming out. People played the crap out of that game, but to play it again portable, just like with Skyrim, like, people are going to double dip just for that experience.
I mean, I'm tempted to double dip on Darkest Dungeon. Not going to right now, but I mean, the desire is there. And Dead Cells got announced.
I am heavily considering double dipping on that one, because to have it on Switch, I'd play way more than I do on Steam.
Yeah. So
I think I've put like 7 hours into it on Steam, but I don't turn on my computer to play games that much versus the Switch. So
yeah, I'm just having it to go. It's the perfect, like, these games that have those loops that just kind of feel like they fit really well for mobile. So.
Well, and there's a rumor that Rogue Legacy is probably going to be released for the Switch, which is another game that would be fantastic. I'm sure they would. Yeah. I mean, all these older indie games, like Spelunky even, like put it on Switch. People will buy it again.
I'm waiting for all the Supergiant stuff.
Oh my god!
Because they've ported it everywhere. Like, they've put Bastion and Transistor everywhere. So,
I would definitely get Transistor again.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome. I'm really, like I said, Celeste is calling my name, but Night in the Woods is getting released on Switch this next week.
Okay.
Which is a game I wanted to play on other platforms, so I'm going to put it on my list to pick up later in the year. And Switch is where I want to play it, so I'm glad to see a lot of these games coming. I wish they were day and date, but whatever. The other game that I got into this week, which just took me by surprise, is Street Fighter V.
Oh, wow.
Arcade edition. So I have put probably 4 or 5 hours in that game this week. They did the arcade edition, so there's a ton of single player content now. And it's just, that's what I like about Street Fighter. When you pick up Street Fighter 2 or whatever, you have like arcade mode where you're going through and beating the boss, whatever. They've added a bunch of arcade modes for Street Fighter 2 or Street Fighter 1, Street Fighter 2, Alpha, whatever else that has characters from those games. And you're playing this single player mode basically to get through and beat the boss. But there's like branching paths and things like that. So different endings. And it's really just like manga comic story kind of thing. But it's still pretty interesting. Gives you something single player to do. And then it's actually pushed me to pick a character and really kind of learn this character. And then I started playing online, and I had a lot of fun until 2 times when I finally was getting good enough where I was actually beating my opponent. Both times when I was about to beat my opponent, the connection died. And I'd played like 10, 15 matches beforehand, nothing, no connection problems. And I just have to believe that they're yanking their Ethernet cord so they don't get a loss on their record, which just blows my mind.
Are they rage quitting?
I think so. And there's no way to rage quit without turning off your console or yanking the Ethernet cord, because I can't like pause to get out of the game. I can't like, just you're in the game. But it's been fun. I've been playing a lot of Ken, which I'd never really played before. I never really understood why him and Ryu were different, but in this game they are different. And you can tell pretty easily. So yeah, just playing a lot of challenges, doing a lot of single player content with Street Fighter V, which is, I mean, if you'd asked me 2 weeks ago, are you going to play Street Fighter V this year? I would have said definitely not. But, in an effort not to purchase any new games, I'm going back to the old games that I had. And this new update for Street Fighter V was free for anyone who had the game. And I got the game on Redbox like a year ago for like $10 because it was not well regarded. But now it's pulling out Rainbow Six Siege. It's going back. So
well, yeah, they definitely, Capcom was like, no, because I remember we were talking when it first came out, it just didn't feel like a full game. Yeah, like they were just kind of rushing it out for whatever reason.
For EVO. Yeah. Or the Capcom Tour, one of the two.
Which is either way, I'm just like, fine, don't just, whatever. But
yeah. But it's now the game 2 years later that it should have been when it first came out. So it just made me remember how, obviously Injustice 2 helped me with that a little bit, but I forgot how much I liked fighting games, and specifically Street Fighter. Like it feels very strategic, like what move I'm going to do at what time to counter what my opponent's doing or to attack him. It just feels like very quick chess. I just really got into it this week. It was weird. Like I did not think I would get into that game, and I'm just hip deep into it right now.
Nice.
Yeah. So I turned it on. My wife was like, are you playing Street Fighter?
I'm like, yep.
She's like, is that still around? Like, yes, it is.
Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, right. These franchises keep coming around. But yeah, if anyone had that game before and kind of fell off it, like put it back in and get the free update. It's significantly better for single player stuff. That's
good to know. And that would be helpful just to, as you said, practice before going online. You can learn the character through the single player. That was always the nice thing to do with some of the fighting games.
Yeah, and that's what I decided to just try the online, and I felt like I was doing pretty good. Like even when I lost, I didn't lose by a lot. And then when I started to feel like I was winning, like I still haven't got the win because the 2 times when I was close to winning, that shit happened. So yeah, I'll get there though. I'll get there.
They should just give you the win anyway.
I think so. Like I think they're trying to like protect people in case there are real connection problems. But like these two, like just I'd $100 bet they were not real connection problems. So
that just seems weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Yeah, well, so that's our week. Anything else you want to play? Anything else you want to bring up before we conclude today's episode?
No, I don't think so. That's what I did this weekend. I video edited. My first attempt at video editing.
Nice. Are you using Creative Cloud or?
No. I just used this thing called Shotcut.
Oh, okay.
It was a free thing. So there's a meme going around that takes a fight scene from The Last Jedi and remixes it to different music. Like, and it's ridiculous. And there was not enough J-Rock being added to it. So I mixed in a couple and made my contribution to the hundreds of different music choices that are being put to this one scene.
Did you tweet it out?
It is. It's replied to the person who did it in the beginning.
Okay. I
should retweet myself so other people can see it. Because it's just one giant Twitter thread where all these things got posted. Pretty much any song you can think of is on there. And some of them are really good. I wanted the video editing because I was like really getting into making sure that like, I'll send it to you after we're done talking. There's a point at the beginning like where there's just a very distinct lightsaber hit. It flashes really light. And I was really trying to line up certain musical, like a big musical impact right at that point. And you can tell the people that are doing this that actually care line stuff up specifically to that thing.
Right. That's awesome.
And I'm my God, I spent like 2.5 hours Saturday, like last night, getting the song, getting like a clip, getting everything imported and going, and then fumbling my way through like basic video editing.
That's a great way to learn it though.
Oh God. I was like, I think I kind of like this. This is scary. So we'll see if what I do with it in the future, but it's a fun process. I'll give you that.
Yeah, it's I'm embarking on my own video editing for this secret project using Creative Cloud with Adobe.
I would, if I wanted to spend money, I would totally just get Creative Cloud or Premiere and just do it that way. I've had seen Premiere used back at PodCap. Didn't use it myself, but I saw the power of it.
Right.
But this was a stupid thing. I'm not spending money to do this.
Yeah, of course. I'm lucky that as faculty we get access to software for super cheap. So
that's right.
It's whatever it is. It's like $30 a month or whatever for the Adobe Creative Cloud. For me, it's $19 lifetime.
That's so good. That's so good.
I mean, $20. I've wasted $20 on games that I don't like. So
no, and Creative Cloud is totally worth it. So
oh God, you get everything.
Yeah.
You know?
No.
So
Photoshop
for $20 total.
Forever?
Yep. Forever. Yep. It's not monthly, it's just forever. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. It's like
that's the best deal ever. I mean,
yeah, it's a really, really good deal.
People, if you want to be a teacher, this is a good bonus for being a teacher, professor. Look at how cheap you can get software. Oh my God.
There are some perks, that's for sure. So yeah, I'm looking forward to finally letting you know what that project is.
I'm excited.
Probably toward the summer. But yeah, it's slowly piecing together. It involves like reworking my garage into a little studio and getting some lights, and
makes sense.
Obviously it's a video project, so
yeah,
it's pretty fun.
You gonna put green screen up?
Not yet.
So you can be wherever you want to be.
Not yet, but I know that I can do that as soon as I figure out how to do that. Seamlessly. But right now, it's not. I don't need that yet, but I know I will get there sooner than later.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool. So yeah, that was episode 124 of Prof and Dev Play Games. We are still playing Breath of the Wild and Steamworld Dig 2, and nothing wrong with that. Soon, you and I should embark on our Chrono Trigger playthrough.
Did you find your charger?
As soon as I find my charger. Because I loaded up Samus Returns today, and I was like, wait a second.
Just go buy a charger at this point.
I'm almost there, because I have one click of battery left, and once that's out, if I can't find my charger in a week, I will buy a new one. But it's driving me nuts.
Did you throw it out?
Definitely not. I put it in a safe place because I was going to move it to...
it's one of those. It's one of those. I've been there. Totally been there many times. This is really important to me. I need to put this up somewhere.
Right, because I was moving my desk, so I wanted to put it somewhere safe so that I could put it on my desk permanently, so I could always have a place to charge my 3DS. And now I don't know where it is. It's driving me absolutely fucking bonkers.
I can understand.
It's been like a month and a half now that I have no idea where this thing is.
Yeah, I'm ready to embark on that. I really want to.
Yeah, so I'll let you know when I find that fucking thing. All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Again, if you like what you hear, leave us a review on your podcast service of choice, and we will be back next week for 125 to talk about some other crazy stuff.
All right. Night, everyone.
Night, folks.